Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Art with Miss Tay. Hey guys, so welcome back to another exciting art lesson with Miss Tate. I'm excited. So today I am going to share, look at this shaky video. Psh, such an amateur. So today I'm going to share a super cool project called Laundry Self-Portraits, where you are going to make your face out of your laundry. Because everybody got laundry these days, right? Because we're all sitting at home chilling. And then I'm going to teach you and talk to you a little bit about the artist Derrick Adams. So the first thing you're going to need to do is find a mirror. Look at your face. Ooh, look at Miss Tate. Ooh, got a face made for radio. Ah! Okay. So anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to kind of pay attention to the color of your hair, the color of your skin, if you have on accessories. You know, Miss Tate's got all that color, so I got a lot of color. Color your eyes and such. You're going to find a bag, a laundry basket, or just your arms, and you are going to travel around your home and find articles of laundry, preferably clean, but, you know, if you got dirty laundry and it's okay and you don't, like, do you. Miss Tate is not trying to stifle anybody's creativity. So use whatever you like, whatever you got. So you want to go ahead and find laundry that is going to coordinate with your face. So Miss Tate dug around and I found some khaki pants of my husband's that were similar to my skin tone. I found a pair of purple pants. And then I found a kind of magenta t-shirt to sort of hit these ombre ends. Miss Tate has blue eyes. So I found a pair of blue socks. And then I actually used a charging cord, like for a cell phone for my glasses. But you'll see that in the video. I also sent my children I try everything out on my kids. So before I make you guys try anything, I'll make them try it first. They're my little guinea pigs. So I made them go through, and Kenley has kind of strawberry blonde hair, and you guys know Lincoln has orange hair. And so then they had the task of going around and finding clothes that match them. So they ended up using some uniform shorts and a uniform skirt. They used a couple different t-shirts. And then they use socks. Socks are a great thing to use for the eyes, especially because you can ball them up. So stay tuned. In the next minute, you're going to get to watch Miss Tate and her daughter Kenley create in warp speed a laundry self-portrait. Okay, guys, so I want to go over a couple vocabulary words before we get started. One of them is the word portrait. So a portrait refers to an artwork that has or represents a human being in it. All right. A self-portrait is an artwork that is made by an artist and looks like the artist that it's being made by. We've done some self-portraits in school before. Miss Tate loves the self-portrait. So after this little tiny segment, we're going to segue into a quick lecture about the artist Derrick Adams, because Derrick Adams is an artist who does some portrait work, but he also does a few self-portraits. So if you look at this painting right here, on the far left is actually a self-portrait of Derrick Adams. So he's both known for his portrait work, which is any human being, and his self-portrait work, which is him in his own artwork. Okay, so the artist that we're going to be studying this week is Derrick Adams. I've talked a little bit about Derrick Adams with some of the older classes, so some of you may remember who he is and remember looking at some of his work. So Derrick Adams was born in Baltimore, Maryland, which is not far from Washington, D.C., but he has since then moved to Brooklyn, which is in New York City, and he has a big studio out of there, but he travels all over the world displaying and showing his artwork and creating artwork and giving artist lectures and things like that. So today we're going to learn about Derrick Adams. So he says, I draw from my own experiences and kind of came up with my own philosophies and perspective of looking at art making, which means he sort of created his own way. He made up his own style, is kind of what that says. His practice is rooted in deconstructivist philosophies such as fragmentation and manipulation of structure and surface. Adams is a multidisciplinary artist. He works in performance, video, sound, paint, textile, and paper-based collage and multimedia sculpture. So what this means is that he's all about kind of cutting things up, breaking things down, and reassembling or putting things back together in new and unique and different ways, which collage is an excellent way to do things like that. You can cut up paper, you can cut up fabric, you can cut up mesh, you can cut up leaves, natural materials, and things like that, and glue them together to make new things. He loves texture, he loves patterns and things like that. So, he's just an awesome artist. So I'm going to close out this. And then this is his webpage, which is just derrickadams.com. And if you go to Google and just type in Derrick Adams, this will be the first thing that comes up. And on his website, you're able to click around and check out some of his paintings. You can check out some of his, look at these. These are so cool. I just love his artwork. It's so playful and fun. And it kind of reminds me almost like graphic novels and things like that. But it also has this very playful style to it. This whole series that he did with TVs, I think is super, super inviting and visually attractive. And I know most of you are too young to even remember at the end of the day when these color bars would come on the TV, but your parents probably remember, or your grandparents. And then these are super beautiful because they make me think of summer coming up and inflatables, and everybody is just having fun and relaxing and chilling. Simpler times. But anyway, so you can go to see some of his photographic work. And a lot of it is because he does sculptures and performances and things like that. You're not able to print out a sculpture. So he learned how to photograph so that he can document a lot of his artwork and things like that. So most of the time, if there's an artist that you really like, you can drop their name into Google and it'll pull up almost every famous artist. And even not super famous artists have their own webpage. So you can always type in their name and pull up their webpage. So this is Derrick Adams' webpage. The other thing that artists almost always have nowadays, because we're living in this fancy digital age, is you'll see down here at the bottom of his biography is a click to his Instagram. So while I know a lot of people are chilling on social media and Instagram and whatnot, artists also use Instagram as a great way to get people to see their artwork without having to go to a museum or a gallery and things like that. So this is Derrick Adams' Instagram. And most of the time you can just go up in the search and type in who you're looking for. And like I said, it'll pull up Derrick Adams, and here we are. And you can flip through and just look at some of his recent artwork. You can see pictures of him. A lot of times it'll be flyers for paintings that he's been doing or artwork that he's recently been making. One of the things that I really love about looking at artist Instagram pages is a lot of times they'll talk about artists that they're influenced by. And then the other really cool thing about it is you're able to see a lot of times the scale of artwork, so you're able to see what that painting looks like in real life. So when I'm looking at a painting on my computer, it's only a few inches by a few inches, like it looks really small, right? But when I click on these, I can tell by looking at the floor here and the wall and what looks to be like lights in a ceiling over here. I'm able to gather that this painting is really very tall and very, very big. So you can sort of get a better sense of scale, where when I look at his painting right here, it's just a small couple inches by couple inches picture. So that's one of the really cool things about checking out their artists' Instagrams. It's a great way to see artists that have inspired other artists. And then you sort of like click all around and you learn about all different kinds of artists. That's how Miss Tate ends up discovering a ton of artists that I now love, is because I was looking at one artist's Instagram and then they were like, oh, hey, check out this other artist on Instagram. And then I went to that artist's Instagram and then I just spiral and start learning about all kinds of really new and amazing artists. So the last thing I want to show you while we're here on the computer is Derrick Adams is really well known for his artwork that was on the show Empire. And he had, so it was a painting actually of Cookie and Lucius that Lucius, a couple seasons ago, ends up selling, and then to raise money to save the record label, and then he has to try and buy it back. Because Cookie is really upset and she doesn't know where it is. So you can get on and see a copy of his painting. But you can also go through and there's a video about getting to have his artwork on Instagram or on Empire. So and actually in this most recent season of Empire, there are some absolutely stunning images in the background of Lion Records, and in the background of Andre's house. I noticed a lot of really, really, really beautiful artwork by some really up and coming famous painters. So use what you're learning in art class and look for these people on social media while you're at home and you're virtual learning and you're exploring. Everybody's using social media. It's not just your friends and celebrities. It's artists, it's authors, it's all different kinds of people. So it's a great way to learn about new artists. It's been a huge resource for me discovering new artists to teach you guys about. Or even when you guys ask me about something or someone, I can get online, I can Google, I can find things. So take advantage of the fact that we're all kind of stuck at home and online, and learn about someone new and learn about a new artist. And I challenge you to explore through Derrick Adams' Instagram and maybe discover a really hot, new, awesome artist and send it to Miss Tate. I would love to see what you're looking at while you're home. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Miss Tate and her daughter tackle the self-portrait made out of laundry. So you can see I'm rolling up some stuff, tucking some stuff. Do whatever fits and feels right. Get creative with this. This is your chance to make something that looks like your silly face, or you can make it look like a serious face or a sad face. My family had a lot of fun with this, and I hope you do too, because I think it's super hilarious. And then later on, our cat was sleeping on our faces. So, love you guys. I can't wait to see you again. But in the meantime, maybe your beautiful laundry face will hold me over until then. Doodles!